Hello students, welcome to Samclasses. Today we're going to learn limits and derivatives. Now here we need to understand first what are limits, what are derivatives, how do we use it. Now from limits part we always get like around one question, max two also, 1 to 2, the range is all about. But limits are very important for the continuity differentiability part and a bit on the mixed questions. Okay, so let's understand this topic. It is pretty simple, not much is there in the limits. Now what you can understand is almost 99% of the limit question can be solved just by using one rule, L'Hopital. Okay, so we'll learn about that. What is that rule? Tips and tricks to solve these limits questions in just less than 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Nothing much is there. Formulas I've given in depth. You don't need all of them, but still I have given it in case KCT goes a bit haywire here and there. We can, go with that. But you will be needing L'Hopital along with that few minimum formulas by which you can complete and solve each and every question of the KCT limits part in just 10 seconds, max 30 seconds. Okay, so don't worry about this chapter. First we'll get the feel of this chapter. What is the limit all about? Then we'll see the boring part, the formulas, okay, which you need to, since we are going on a crash part. So we'll be giving you in a very fast manner. So that's why I'm prepping you up how to follow this chapter. This chapter and this topic, you don't have to do more than 15 minutes. So once you're watching the video, it will be not more than like 15 to 20 minutes. You can go in like 1.5x, okay? And then you can just easily watch the parts which are very, very important. First, what is limit? Second part, what you need to know, write down each and every formula in one page or one sheet or your formula book, whatever you have. Make the short notes of the formula, pretty important. Okay, and along with that, how to solve the questions. They have included in this one short video along with the PYQ. So here you are getting the concept along with the PYQ. So there is no separate PYQ for this part. The PYQ and the concept is all together, all packed. So if you're able to go through this video clearly, and if you're able to write the formulas, and if you're able to solve along with me the PYQs of limits and derivatives, okay, you are more than done with the chapter. Okay, so let's prepare it fast and let's kill the chapter. Starting the chapter with the basic definition. So the definition of, we all know, since you have already done the second PU, correct? So, and you have just 1 month left. Still, I'm just prepping you up for the definition. We know that when left hand limit is equal to the right hand limit, and that is equal to a finite value, okay? And that is equal to a finite value, then we say that limit exists. What do we say? That the limit exists. When left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, and that is equal to a finite value, okay? Not an infinite value. Then we say limit exists. And the limit at that point is known as the value k, okay? So pretty simple. I will be saying, so we still didn't get the feel of it. We didn't get the, what are you trying to say about the limit? Why do you use it? Why do we need it? Okay. So let's see. Okay, what is the use? What is the need? Let's say we have a function. Okay. And in this function, the graph is going here. There is a what? There is no point in this graph. So for the value 2 here, okay, the function doesn't have any value in the y-axis. Now somebody wants to know, sir, for the value 2, for x equal to 2, what could the function would have obtained? Or what is the closest value near to that? There comes the limit part. Okay, whenever we want to know which is the value closest to it, or add to what is the approaching value we want to know that, then we use the term limit or the approaching value or the closed value. Okay, so what we do here, we define two terms. Okay, just like our neighbors, the right neighbors and the left neighbors. Here, let's say we talked about the right hand limit. So basically, right hand limit means what? When you are approaching this value to from the right hand side. Now, is this what do you mean by approaching it from the right hand side? Right hand side means the values. Let's say here we have the values which are just slightly bigger than 2. The values which are just slightly bigger than 2, like 2 plus 0.000001. So how bigger it is? Just slight bigger than that. So if I'm able to see at 2, exact at 2, I don't know the value. But if I'm able to know the value at 2.00001, okay, then I'll be able to say that from the right hand side when I approach the function at 2, I got a value which is almost near to 4. Correct. I got approaching value which was almost near to 4. Okay. Now, that only is known as right hand limit, RHL. Okay, and that means that limit x tends to 2 plus. Now, this 2 plus means what, student? We are denoting a value which is just a bit, what is it, bigger than 2. Just a bit bigger than 2. Okay, don't confuse it. Okay, later we'll clarify what does 2 plus and 2 minus means in details. Okay, so it means that values which are just bigger than 2. Okay, now let's see then what will be the left hand limit means. Left hand limit means the values which we are approaching from the left hand side. So for a value, let's say here at the number line 2, what is the nearest on the right hand side? 2.00001. And what is on the this side, left side? 1.9999999. As many nines you can put, okay? So this value is what? Very, very close to the 2. So we can say that we are approaching the function from what? From the left hand side, correct? So when we are approaching the function from the left hand side, we call it as left hand limit. And that means that limit x tends to 2 and then top we have a minus. Don't confuse it with, sir, 2 power minus means what? It is 2 minus, okay? It is minus 2. That is not the case, student. That is not the case. 2 minus denotes a value which is just smaller than 2. What is it? Just smaller than 2, okay? Don't confuse with anything else. It means that we are approaching the function from this side, which is like just a bit smaller than 2, okay? Clear? So that is the feel of it. When we say right hand limit, we try to find the value of the function for a values which is just bigger than 2. When we say left hand, we try to find the value of the function for the values which is just smaller than 2. That's it. Nothing more than that. The moment we know from the left hand side and from the right hand side, we are approaching it to value, let's say 4. So we can say that at 2, it can be like an approaching value towards 4. Okay. We don't say the exact value at 2 is 4. We say the limiting value for x equal to 2 is at 4, okay, is equal to 4. Clear? So we'll learn more about them in more details and we'll see how we are using it. Okay, we'll learn more about them in details and we'll see how we are using it. Okay, so let's see the next page. Now we have taken a graph. We wanted to get a more feel of it. Okay, so we have taken a graph and what we have done, this is the graph of basically 1 by x square. So in this what we have done is at 0 c, student, if you approach from this side, correct? If you come from this side, what do you see? The function is almost going to what? Positive infinity. Now if you come from the left hand side, okay, like values which are just smaller than 0. Just smaller than 0 means negative values. They are also going towards infinity. Yeah. Correct? So both the values, if you see the left hand value also is approaching towards infinity, the right hand right side of value means 0 plus. Values just 0 plus means what? Values, it shows values just bigger than 0. Just bigger than 0. Correct? This means what? Values just smaller than 0. Okay? Nothing more than that. So this is also approaching infinity. This is also approaching infinity. Now the student will say, sir, the left hand limit, sir, is also approaching towards and the right hand limit is also approaching both towards infinity. So can we say, sir, limit exists, sir? Correct. A lot of students will say, sir, yes, sir, limit exists, sir. You only told, sir, left hand limit equal to right hand limit and that is equal to infinity. Students, my dear students, understand limit doesn't exist. Why? Because infinity is never same. See, for you, what is infinity? For me, what is infinity is entirely different. So infinity is not defined, students, okay? So it has to be a finite value, okay? Not infinite value. So that's why left hand limit is equal to infinity and that is equal to right hand limit. These two are not equal. So we'll say limit doesn't exist. Correct? Okay. So limit doesn't exist. Okay. So very important that the left hand limit was equal to the right hand limit but was not equal to a finite value. That's why we said the limit doesn't exist. And if it has to exist, it has to be finite. Very important. Okay. Coming to the next page. Now what we have done is, when we say limit extends to a minus, what do you mean by that? We mean that limit extends to a minus h means a value which is just smaller than, what do you say, a. How we find it out? From a, subtract a value which is like very smaller like this. Correct? Done. So that is h, almost tending towards 0. Correct? Now when we say a plus, means value which is just a bit bigger than a. Okay? So that is f of a plus h. So when we say 2, we are approaching limit extends to 2 plus. Correct. So 2 plus means what? 2 plus a value which is just bigger than 2. When we say 2 minus, so basically a value which is just bigger, no smaller than 2. Okay. So that means now if you see limit extends to 2 minus, again I have informed you, is not equal to limit extends to minus 2. A lot of students they will put minus 2 and they'll do the question illa wrong. Fully wrong. Okay. There's a field. So basically we understood the limit. Whenever a function we're not able to find the exact value of a function, at 2 we use another methods, different methods to solve it, and that is like this limiting value method. We try to find where does the limit takes to, like where does the approaching value goes to. Okay, how near we can approach it to certain things. Okay, like if you think in a reality, let's say you want to go to your friend's house. Now you went to your friend's house. Now he didn't give you the exact address. So you asked him like, give me some approximate address. Okay. So he's told like this place, some what do you say, gaming parlor is there. You can come to this. The moment you come to this, like understand that my house is almost near in like what, 100-meter radius thing, okay, or like a 50-meter radius, okay. So the moment you reach, you can understand, okay, I'm near to it. So limit doesn't give me the exact value, but it tells me the closeness of that value, okay, how close we are, like a value which is very close to that exact value. So we'll be able to understand, we'll be able to use that, what do you say, information in a much broader sense that we'll see in other parts, okay. So as of now, this is the feel of the limits. How do we solve question? How do we apply? Most of your KCET questions will be solved in less than 30 seconds by using L'Hopital. A very few places we have to apply algebraic methods, factorization here and there, a bit rationalization, but most of the cases it will be done. Now next part, the most important part is we need to know the indeterminate forms. Now what are these forms? So these forms are nothing but the forms where we don't have an answer, okay? Where we don't know how to solve it, where we don't know how to proceed about it. Like whenever you are getting a numerator term 0 tending to 0, these are not exactly 0 by 0. Okay, a lot of students they have a difficulty. This is sir, this is exactly 0 by 0. Illa. This is not exactly 0 by 0. Exactly 0 by 0 is not defined, students. Okay, this is approaching to my top. The numerator limit is tending to 0 and the denominator limit is tending to 0. Okay, so mostly in KCET you will get these two kinds, either 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity form. Okay, and most of them, both of them, you can solve it by our favorite method, L'Hopital. Okay, L'Hopital, nothing more than that. What is L'Hopital? We'll see. Other methods, infinity minus infinity. So it's also very big term. It's also very big. But who will dominate? Which infinity will dominate? We don't know. So it is again indeterminate. Infinity method 0. Infinity and 0. Okay. See, infinity has a power. When you multiply infinity with something, it makes it infinite. And 0 has a power. When you multiply something with 0, it makes him a loser or a 0. So who will dominate? A winner or a loser? Let's see. So that's why we are not able to decide. So we kept in an indeterminate form. 0 power 0, infinity power 0, 1 power infinity, same thing. So these are the 7 indeterminate forms, okay, which are very important to know. And whenever we see a question like this, we need to know the ways how to solve it. Now for J and all that part, we have separate ways for all of them to solve it, okay, how to convert it and solve it. For KCET, we'll be just seeing most of these questions, okay. So don't worry, these are pretty simple questions, okay. Let's see the next page. Now let's talk about algebra of limits, some formulas, okay. Let's say we have two functions, plus and minus between them, and limit is outside. So what we can do? We can take the limit inside, we can solve the first function, use the limit, solve the second function, use the limit, and then add or subtract, okay. This simple thing means limit, let's say x tends to a, we have let's say sin x, plus here we have cos x. So what you can do? Separately, you can first solve limit x tends to a sin x, and plus limit x tends to a cos x. Once you solve these two, then you can add. So pretty simple. Now if some constant is there, so multiplied, you just take it out, solve the limit first and do it. Okay, like limit 2 cos, limit x tends to 2, okay, 2 cos x. So what you can do, just take 2 out, limit x tends to 2 cos x. Okay, so here cos 2, yeah, you can take it. So you solve this limit and then put the 2. Okay, now when it is multiplication, again same thing, okay, not going in much details and depth, but same thing, students. If you have any doubt, put it on the comment section, take a screenshot of this. Okay, now one doubt student had, one of the videos, the audio was not synced, So we are trying to re-upload it. If we have an option, we'll edit it. If not, we'll re-upload it. Do watch it down. The PO, what do you say? Physics, electric charges and field, second part. So we'll be putting it like within around, you can say, 2 hours to 3 hours, within 2 to 3 hours span, we'll put that video. Okay. Thanks for bringing it to the notice. Okay. Now let's see a function fx by gx. So here again directly we can use the limit on the numerator separately, denominator separately. Nothing is there. Okay. Just take care that whatever is there in the denominator should not be equal to 0. Correct. So the values of that for which the denominator becomes 0, we have to remove it. Okay. Now, what if log, sir? So log will affect. No, illa. Log also won't affect. So log you take it out, limit you put it inside, solve it, and then use the log. Okay. Pretty simple. Mod also same thing. Insert the limit inside, solve the limit first, then use the mod. Pretty simple questions, pretty simple formula. Stop the video here, write down all the formulas, move ahead. Okay. Come to the next page. Now let's see some standard results. Okay. Now let's see some standard results. Limit x tends to a, x power n minus a power n whole divided by x minus a. Now you need to understand whenever you see something like this. Okay. Here x, here a, here x, here a, power is 1, here is n, okay, and it tends to a, so it will be nothing but n into a power n minus 1, that's it. So I've taken an example, let's say limit x tends to 2, x power 10 minus 1024. Well, so sir, 1024, I don't know, sir, what is it? It's 2 power 10, kids, okay. So you need to know a few of the stuff, okay. So x power 10 minus 2 power 10 by x minus 2, so directly you can write 10 into, what is the formula? 2 power 10 minus 1, so what is it? 2 power 9 is how much? 512, and into 10 is what? 5120. Okay, done. Now coming to limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x whole power n minus 1 divided by x, that is equal to n. Use it, you will get the answer. Simple question, nothing is there. Okay, so you need to know how to use the formula. So I'm not going, student, again understand, we have very less time. We are trying to bring everything by 10th only. Okay, we are trying our best to bring everything by 10th. So the derivative parts, the what do you say, derivations which are not there for the KCET, we won't be able to go in much details and depth about that. Don't worry, we'll be launching a series for second PU very soon. Okay, for the students who are for the upcoming second PU, you'll be launching a course very soon. So don't worry about that. We'll go in depth. We'll talk about in depth on that. But in this video, we'll be just more focused on how to get your marks above 50 plus in the KCET. So follow us very dedicatedly, understand everything. We'll try and give you everything by 10th only, I promised. Okay, so let's see. Now some important results. Okay, trigger results are, you need to mug up. Okay, or you need to keep in mind so that you can be fast. Limit x tends to 0, sin x by x, always one. Okay, and if it is opposite x by x, x by sin x, then also same thing. Same thing, tan x by x is equal to 1. X by tan x also same one. Okay, inverse formula, mug up madi. Okay, sin inverse x by x, same one. X tends to 0, cos x equal to 1. Okay, we can show you the proof, but it's not needed. Now sometimes they don't give you directly, but what they'll do, they'll take the limit x tends to, let's say a, or like let's take 5, and they'll give you what, sine of x minus 5 by x minus 5. Same thing, if I put 5, it is sine 0 by 0, so that is equal to 1 again, same thing. Okay, so same thing with the tan. Okay, same thing, limits the x tends to, when it is infinity, it will tend to 0. Okay, clear? Now same thing with cos x by x. Now limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x by x is also again 0. This formula is important for KCET. Important for KCET. Okay, these formulas are important. This is important. Okay, this part is important. This is important. Okay, then what do you say? This part is also important, like for the KCET part, and this part is also important. So these are the important for the KCET part. Okay, now coming to the next page. One formula of log, this one is important, students, you can go through. Okay, I've given a lot of formulas. Okay, this part also is important, but not that much, but this is more important. Okay, KCET. Then this all can be done by L'Hopital. When I'll teach you L'Hopital, like pretty simple, nothing is there. Okay, so you'll be chill about it, don't worry about that. Okay, so this again, see, when it is plus 6 here, so plus 1, when it is minus 6 here, so minus 1. If you differentiate money, you will get it. Okay, nothing is there. Now this part important for KCET, but very rare questions have came, like one question max, but still okay. It's important. But do write it down, okay, and do mark up the formula whenever you have in the form of fx power gx, okay. So it will be e limit extends to a, just like integrating factor, okay, gx into log of f of x, okay. So the proof and all I'm not showing you as of much, so okay, no need. Exponential, whenever it is a power x minus 1 by x, so it is log a. So any example, yeah, very simple example, limit x tends to 0, so 2 power x minus 1 by 2, so that is equal to log 2 ac. Correct, that's it, done. Coming to this same thing, whenever it is e, so e power x minus 1, just like it was log 2, so here it will be log e base e. So log e base e is how much, student? 1. Correct. So done. Now 1 by infinity form, a few times we have seen questions like that. 1 plus, either you will get fx and then power 1 by gx, or you will get fx power gx. Okay, here fx, then power gx. So in both the case, you need to multiply these two. In both the case, what you have to do, take e, limit extends to a, then multiply these two, fx into 1 by gx or fx into gx. And then you'll solve it, you'll get the answer. Nothing more than that is there. This is important, okay? This is important formula for KCT. In the application part, I'll show how to apply. Okay, in the application part, I'll show you how to apply. Till then, just the formulas go through. Nothing is there, student. Much, okay? So don't worry about that. Now, one example we have taken, limit x tends to 0. So it is what? 1 plus 0 means 1 plus x tends to 0. So 1 plus 0 means 1. 1 power 1 by 0 means what? Infinity. So it is basically of the form what? 1 power infinity. That is equal to what? E. So same thing, limit x tends to infinity. And if I put 1 plus 1 by infinity power x, that is equal to E. So same thing both. Okay. If I have a lambda here, so that lambda will come into e power lambda, nothing more than that, okay. Earlier I had just take this lambda and e power lambda, nothing more than that. If it is 1 by lambda also same thing, okay. So don't worry, it's exactly same thing, I just took common. So 1 by x also the same part, we need to multiply. This and this will be cancelled. If I multiply this and this cancel, like e power lambda will be there, that's it. Okay. Here also we are multiplying these two on the power of e. So that got cancelled, so e power 1 came, e power x into 1 by x. Correct. So we got e, here e power lambda x into 1 by x. So we are getting e power lambda, or e power what is it? Lambda by x into x. Same thing, I just change it. It's e power lambda. Okay. Nothing more. Just formulas you go through, it will be done. Now, the most important and the most awaited one, the L'Hopital. Okay. Understand, very important. Where to apply, when to apply, and how to apply. All three, most important for L'Hopital. To solve almost 99% of all your questions in KCT, limits part, L'Hopital is the best solution. What is L'Hopital? Where we can apply? Let's see it. So limit extends to a, we have in the term of fx by gx, numerator by denominator. If they are of the form, 0 by 0, means tending to 0, or infinity by infinity, or infinity by infinity, these two forms 0 by 0, or infinity by infinity, say it out loud, okay, while watching the video only. So 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, what do you do? Differentiate money, okay, what do you do? Differentiate numerator separately, denominator separately, till they come out of the 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity form. So what do you have to do? One time you differentiated f dash x by g dash x. Now again you are getting 0 by 0 form or infinity by infinity. Again differentiated. So f double dash x you did by g double dash x. And if you got the answer, well and good, balle balle. If you didn't get the answer, again differentiate. Okay. Separately, kid, okay. Don't do quotient rule, okay. Clear? That's it. So nothing is there. Whenever you are getting any function in the form of numerator by denominator, fx by gx, when you're getting any function in the form of fx by gx, and that is equal to 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity form, directly close your eyes and differentiate, okay? Once you differentiate it, check. Okay, a lot of students, what they do, they differentiated and it was looking a very simple differentiation, they again differentiated. Don't do that. Once you differentiate, put the limiting value, check it again, is it in the form of 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. Disclaimer, okay. So what is the disclaimer, okay? So the disclaimer is once differentiated, check mari, okay? Check it. So once differentiate, check it. If it is coming again in the form of 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, then do again. Otherwise, put the values, get the answer, go home. Pretty chill. That's it. Nothing more than that in L'Hopital. Okay. Now let's see. Few tips and tricks, a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube's. You'll see a lot of tips and tricks is there. This is nothing but basic formulas, and then they have used as a tip tips and tricks. Okay, I'll just give you the same thing, but we won't be having that much of time to explain everything. But you can use them. Okay, whenever you see 1 minus cos mx by 1 minus cos nx, directly you can write m square by n square. Okay, directly you can write m square by n square. You can take an example. 1 minus cos 2x by 1 minus cos 3x. Okay, so directly this you can write by 4 by 9. That's it, answer. Clear, huh? How do we get it? Cos 2x, we can expand it to cos square x minus 1. This is very important formula, okay? Or 1 minus 2 sin square x or cos square x minus sin square x. So cos mx can be written as what? Cos mx can be written as 1 minus 2 sin square mx by 2. Okay, from here only, and then we use the formula of sin x by x1. Okay, so we'll get the answer. Proof, I'm not showing it right now, don't worry. Later I'll show you, okay? Limit extends to 0, cos ax minus cos bx by cos cx minus cos dx. It will be what? A square minus b square by c square minus d square. That's it, okay? Directly you can put the value. Again, cos mx minus cos nx you have taken. So it will be, n square minus m square done. Next, now we have some function like sin 2x and then power is 5 by sin 6x power is 5. So what you can do, 2 by 6 whole power 5. Directly you can use this formula, okay? These are the shortcut tricks. You can use it. But understand the concept, most of them, you can solve it by L'Hopital, okay? Again, one more, just I'm giving you the formula, okay? So limit extends to 0, you won't use it much, okay? 1 plus ax by whole power b by x. So you do it same thing in case this, it will be e power ab. Just like alpha was there, no, it was e power b, ab. So basically understand the concept. So what you do, you're doing e and then whatever is here you multiply, Mari, okay? Ax into b by x. So what are you getting? X went home, so e power ab, okay? Same thing we did earlier also. Clear, here also you say, sir, I'm multiplying, just I'm multiplying. E power a by x into bx, okay? So x went home, e power ab, clear? Now this formula, use it, you won't be needing much. X power n by y power n whole power 1 by n is equal to y, that's it, okay? So almost every formula, what you will be needing for KCET and even extra, which you won't be needing, I've given you in this formula plus concept video. I explained you what is limit. I gave you all the formulas which you will be needing it, and almost 99.9% of the questions you can solve by using L'Hopital in KCET. Okay, otherwise you by definition only it will be done. So you don't have to worry much about all the formulas. So go through just for your knowledge. We gave everything also. So you don't have to worry, okay? So next part will be solving the PYQs, okay? So let's see. Oh, one more thing. This is the limits part done. Now a bit we'll discuss about derivations or derivability, okay? What is derivatives? What do you mean by f dash c, okay? Or d of fc, or what do you mean by d by dx of fx, correct? We write no f dash x. What do you mean by that? So that means that it is the limit part of limit. Limit extends to c where fx minus fc by we are doing by x minus c, okay, provided that all limit exists. So what is d by dx? D by dx is nothing but limiting value at c for f or the function fx minus fc by x minus c. So that is known as f dash c, correct? So this we should know it, okay? Now let's see the other parts of derivatives. A bit few. What is the physical interpretation, okay? Let's say you are a point here and you are running. Okay, so when you are running, okay, or you are covering a distance, your distance we are getting by a function f of t. So when I differentiate this f of t, when I differentiate distance, what I get? Distance, speed, correct now. So what is the speed? Speed is nothing but speed or instant speed of person is nothing but the derivative of d by dx of that distance, correct? Distance function f of t. So basically the interpretation of physical interpretation is if we have a function ft which is showing a distance, then derivative of that function will be given by a instantaneous speed of the person, okay? Let's see the geometrical part. Now the geometrical interpretation is if we have a curve like this, okay? You draw a tangent, okay? We'll be doing this in AOD, don't worry. So we have a function y is equal to fx. When we do differentiative, basically it gives the slope of the tangent at that point. What it gives? Slope of the tangent at that point. So basically geometrical meaning was draw a tangent. Its slope is given by derivative of that function. That's it. Okay. Nothing more than that. Now a few important formulas. We already know f dash x is nothing but limit h tends to 0. F of x plus h minus f of x by h. That's it. Okay. We know the what do you say, plus and minus. So you can just differentiate separately. We know UV rule, correct? Differentiate the first function, leave the second as it is. Differentiate the second function, leave the first as it is. So u dash v plus v dash u, everybody knows that. Correct. And what is the derivative of u by v? First function you differentiate mari, second you leave it. Second you minus, second you differentiate mari. First, what do you say? First you leave it by second square or denominator square. Correct. Done, that's it. Okay. So this is the full concept plus formulas of limits and derivatives. Now we'll see the PYQ of limits and derivatives. Okay. So students, what we have seen in the limit concepts video, that most 99% of the questions will be solved by using L'Hopital. Okay. A very few here and there we have to use a bit rationalization or factorization or the limit definition concepts or something else. We'll talk about all that. So let's see all the questions from 2014 to 2020 and let's see how do we solve them in less than 30 seconds. Okay. Now the first question that we have here, it's a pretty simple question. It's a part of a bit about the differentiation, the derivatives. Okay. So we'll see how to solve this also. Pretty simple, nothing much is there. So no need to be too afraid. Now by seeing the question, what are you getting an idea? Okay. That if you see everything has to be multiplied and differentiated, it can't be 0. First thing. Okay. By seeing we can say it can't be 0 because here nothing differentiation will come 0. It will be like x power 7 and then you're putting x equal to 1. Correct. So when you're differentiating like that, it won't be 0. It won't be such small values. So if I go by the value, like, okay, if I want to solve it, if you multiply, what are you going to get? Let's say 1 plus x square. I multiplied, so what I got? X square plus 1 plus x cube. I got this. Correct. And then I have x plus 4. Then again I multiply. So x plus 6, x plus 4, x plus 5, x power 7. No, I am writing it slowly. You don't have to write that slowly. You can just do it like fast way. Okay. X plus x cube. Now you can see from 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This, if I differentiate, it will be 0. So rest all will be differentiated and what I'll get? If I differentiate x power 7, you remember 7 into x power 6. So I don't have to do all that because anyway whenever I'll differentiate, y is this? So y dash, and if I put x equal to 1, I'll get here 7 only, correct? So this again will be 6 into x power 5. This will be 5 into x power 4 plus 4 into x cube plus 3 into x square plus 2 into x plus 1, correct? Correct? So 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So what will be the value? You remember? Correct. What is the value? If you want, you can add, this is sum of first n natural numbers. So n into n plus 1 by 2. Correct. So 7 into 7 plus 1, 8 by 2. Or you can see 7 n into the formula of 1 plus 2 plus dot 3 plus dot 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 up to n. If it is big also, it is what? N into n plus 1 by 2. So my n is what? Till 7 we have maximum term. So 7 into 8 by 2. So you cut it. So 28. See? Done. Now you don't have to solve all this. Just for your explanation part, I did all that. You don't have to do all that. Okay. You can just do it in the, normal multiplication very fast. And then directly after this, you can go to this part. Okay. And put the values. That's it. Nothing more than that. Now, now let's see the next question. Again, what we have in the next question is limit x tends to 1 fx minus 2 by x square minus 1 equal to pi. Now understand, how can I write it? What I can do, limit x tends to 1 is given fx minus 2 by x square minus 1 equal to pi. So what I can do is I can separate. See, I told you I can take numerator and denominator separate limit. So I'll do it like that. Now what does it will help? You will see fx minus 2 divided by limit x tends to 1 x square minus 1, correct, and this is equal to pi. Now what I'll do, I'll send this whole thing that side. So what I'll get, limit x tends to 1 fx minus 2 is equal to pi into limit x tends to 1 x square minus 1. Now if I see this part, okay, if I put x equal to 1, I'm getting 0, and pi into 0 is fully 0. So if this has to be 0, then this limit part has to be equal to 2. Correct. Directly. Clear, huh? Nothing was there. What I did, this part of the limit I sent it that side. I already know this is 0. The moment I put the value, it's 0 into pi, so 0 only. So in order for this to become 0, you have to put what? 2 minus 2 equal to 0. So that will be value 2. Clear? Now let's see the next question. Again, this question mark it very important, okay, because a lot of similar, you will see a very similar concept in like somewhere around 2018, 2019 something, okay, exactly similar. So what is it? Nothing is there in this differentiation. F dash x equals 100 by 100 plus x power 99 by 99 plus dot 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 x square by 2 plus x plus 1. This is the question, correct? Now, you should remember d by dx of differentiation of x power n is what formula? N into x power n minus 1, correct? If you remember, n into x power n minus 1, correct? So the moment I differentiate this, I'll get what? 100 here into x power 1 less 99, and I already have 100, correct? So you can understand 99 into x power 98 divided by 99 plus dot 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 like this. For this one will be what? 2x divided by 2 plus this one will be 1 and this one will be 0, correct? So done. Now if I put here, they're telling that f dash 0. If I put here 0, so this, because of this is cancelled only, this is cancelled only. So because of x power 0, 0, 0 power something, 0 power something will be what? All terms will be 0 till here. Only this one will remain, student. Only the one will remain, and that is like simple. Directly you can say the answer is 1. Okay. So nothing much. See, I wrote the question. It took around 5 seconds, more than that. This part, max it will take 5 seconds to solve it. Okay. And this part it will take 1 second. 1 second to 2 seconds. So if you want to solve, you don't have to write this part. Directly this part and this part you write it down, it will be less than 30 seconds. You will directly be able to solve the question. So you don't have to worry about, okay. The questions which are coming is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, directly application. Okay. Now, let's see the next question. Limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x by x square. A very simple question. See, whenever you get this, I already told you to mug up one very important formula. What is that formula? The formula is 1 minus cos x is nothing but 2 sine square x by 2, student. Okay, 1 minus cos x is what? 2 sine square x by 2. So some multiple form, limit x tends to 0. So instead of 1 minus cos x, can I write it as 2 sine square x by 2, and by x square is there. Now what I have to do, you remember this limit formula, limit x tends to 0, sine x by x is how much? What? How much? It is 1. So I have to make whatever x I have here, I have to make it here also. So how will I do? Now a lot of students, they get confused. So this x square means what? Limit x tends to 0. So I'm going pretty detailed. 2 is leave outside. Sine x by 2, then whole square is there. Okay. So I need the same thing. So I already have x square. So what I can do, I divided the whole thing by 2 and then I squared it up. Okay. So when I divided by 2 and squared it up, what I got is, I basically brought by 4 here. So I have to multiply by 4 here. So by 4 here. Correct. So now this whole part, if you see, is what? Limit x tends to 0, sine 0 by 0. Correct. So this whole became 1. So 2 into 1 by 4. So that is equal to half. So answer will be half. Now still, if somebody has any doubt, okay, how I got that, I'll again show it. Sine x by 2 whole square I got. I already had x square. So I needed a 4 down. So I multiplied with 4. Okay. Now this only, x square by 4, I wrote it as sine x by 2 whole square divided by x by 2 whole square into 4. Clear? So now I don't think so anybody will have any kind of doubt. Okay. So pretty simple. After seeing also, you could have done like directly also. Now one more formula also will give you later in what I gave you, 1 minus cos mx formula. Okay, that also you can use. Okay, it is m is equal to 1. you can use that also. Clear? Now done. Let's see the next one. Now let's see this question. Y is equal to f of x square plus 2. Okay. Differentiate it. It's basically simple chain rule. So don't get scared like, sir, y is there, f function is there. Something very difficult, we don't know. Differentiate simple. Nothing is there. So first differentiate this function. So dash will come, x square plus 2. Then a lot of people do mistake. Then you have to do chain rule. First I differentiate the function, then I'll go inside. What I have to differentiate? X square plus 2. Differentiation of x square plus 2 is what? 2x. Done. That's it. Now, y dash, if I put off x equal to 1, means at x equal to 1, what I get? F dash 1 plus 2. Plus 2 into 1, correct. So that is equal to f dash 3 into 2. So f dash 3 is how much? 5 into 2, so 10. See, nothing was there in this question, and a lot of people, more than 60 to 80% of the people, the moment they see y is equal to f of x square plus 2, they'll leave the question. Sir, not possible, sir, very difficult, we won't be able to think. Nothing is there. Okay, just normal differentiation. If you understand the method, if you understand the concept, you can solve it. Okay. See, a similar question 2014, 2015 again came back, same thing. This time I won't write the question, g dash x, directly I'll do. It will be nothing but 200 by 200 into x power 199. I won't solve like all of it. I'll just solve one more, 199 x power 198 by 199 plus dot dot dot. This x, if I differentiate, I'll get 1, and this 5 if I differentiate, constant 0. The moment I put g dash of 0, this will be 0. All will be 0 except 1 and 0. So 1, that's it. So nothing is there, student, in this question. Okay, nothing is there to be scared about or to like become very, what you say, intimidated by seeing the question. Okay, so nothing about that. Now, very simple question, limit x tends to 0. In 2016 they gave. You see, sir, x is there, e power x is there, sin x is there. Nothing is there, student, if I'll say. Nothing is there. What are you going to do? Divide, Mari. With what you will divide? Divide numerator, denominator by x. So this, sir, dividing will help. Yeah, a lot. So what do you do? The moment I divide this whole thing by x and this whole thing by x, what I'll get? You see, e power x, because x is gone, minus sin x by x divided by 1. Now you already know, now I can take separate limit for this, separate limit for this. This if I take limit, so limit x tends to 0, e power x minus limit x tends to 0, sin x by x. And that is 1 only, so don't have to worry. So what we'll get? This one is what? Sin 0, sin x by x, 1. And e power 0 is what? 1. So 1 minus 1 is how much? 0. That's it. So is it very difficult? We just divided it, we solved it. Okay, that's it. Let's see the next question. Now this question we can solve it by multiple methods. Okay, we don't have to solve by one method. So the moment if I put theta equal to 0, the moment I put theta equal to 0, 1 minus it will be what? Cos 0 by 1 minus cos 0. Now we already know cos 0 is 1. So 1 minus 1 by 1 minus 1. Correct. So you can understand it's the 0 by 0 form. Can you understand? Can you get the feel? It's 0 by 0. Whenever it is 0 by 0, the first method that you have easily L hospital. It's hospital, they write it a hospital, they spell it. Okay, S is silent. So L hospital rule we have. So what do you do in L hospital rule? Let's explain it. Differentiate it. What do you do? Differentiate it. Okay. So if I differentiate it, what I'll get? Limit theta tends to 0. So one differentiation is 0 minus cos 4 theta. If I differentiate, I get minus of sin 4 theta into 4. Okay, so minus minus will be cancelled. And this one will be sin 6 theta into 6. Okay. Now if I put theta equal to 0, it is again what? Which form? 0 by 0? Correct. It is again which form? 0 by 0. So again differentiated. This is C. After differentiating once, students, be very careful. After differentiating once, I again checked, okay, whether it is coming to the form of 0 by 0 or not. Okay. If it is coming again, I'll again differentiate it. So limit theta tends to 0 minus of cos 4 theta into 4. Now one more 4 will come because earlier one 4 was there, and when you differentiate the sin 4 theta, So again 1 4 will come by minus of cos 6 theta into 6 into 6. Okay. So this and this is gone. So what is left? And if I put now theta equal to 0, what I'll get? This one will be 1. This one also will be 1. So 4 square by 6 square. So that is equal to 4 by 9. Correct. If I cancel it, now 4 square by 6 square, how much we'll get? 2 by 3 whole square. Correct. So if I do 4 by 6 whole square, that is equal to 2 by 3 whole square. Correct. 2 2s are 2 3s are. And that is equal to what? 4 by 9. That's it. So this is one of the method. So this is one of the method of solving by L'Hopital. Now this only a lot of people and a lot of YouTube videos will see as a shortcut trick. 1 minus cos m theta by 1 minus cos n theta is equal to directly m square by n square. So what you can do? That is equal to 4 square by 6 square. Directly you can use everywhere. It is coming from this I showed you. In exam you don't have to do all that. Directly 4 by 6 whole square. That is equal to 4 by 9. That's it. Okay. It will take less than 5 seconds. Okay. But you should understand how the concept is coming. Okay. So the moment you understand, you'll be able to apply everywhere. Now, now the next question, if you see, the value of limit x tends to 0 mod x by x. Okay. So whenever mod all this is there, first check whether limit exists or not. In lots of cases, 99% limit won't exist. Okay. So why? You'll say, we'll see. When x is greater than 0, student. Okay. So what will happen? Mod will open as what? X is positive, so positive by positive, x by x. So that time it will be 1. But when x is less than 0, student, it will open as what? Minus x by x. So that is minus 1. Correct. So this is basically what? Limit x tends to 0 plus. And this is basically what? Limit x tends to 0 minus. Okay. So if you see 0 plus and 0 minus are not equal, so limit doesn't exist. Correct. 0 plus and 0 minus are not equal. So LHL is not equal to RHL. Correct. So if you see that, that's it. Okay. Now. And mod of x by x is nothing but a signum function. The graph is like this. Okay. For positive limit, if you approach, now let's understand by graph. If you remember this graph, if you approach this function 0 plus means values a bit bigger than 0. You'll see you are approaching to positive 1. And if you approach from this side, kid, you'll see you are approaching to minus 1. So not possible. Left hand limit and right hand limit doesn't exist. They're not equal. Okay. Now a very good question. Keep it in your mind whenever you get this function. Okay. So the moment you differentiate it, it will always give you a constant value. Okay. So GIF function or greatest integer function will always give you a constant value. And if I differentiate this, I'll get 0. If I differentiate this with the values when x equal to something, I'll get 0. Okay. Now, now what we'll see is, because we have a value, so fx is equal to x minus this minus cos x. Differentiate it. So f dash x is equal to 1 minus 1 plus sin x. Okay. This one became 0. Now, once it became 0, so what we have? Put the values. F dash of pi by 2 is what? 1 plus sin pi by 2. Sin 90 is also 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. A lot of students, the moment they saw the greatest integer function, sir, they left the question only. Correct. Was there anything? You just need to understand that this will give me a constant value at when x has a constant value here, x equal to pi by 2 at any numbers. So in that case, if I differentiate, the differentiation of constant is what? 0. That's it. So I'll just differentiate this, I'll get it and put the value. Now this question is very good. Okay. It is a bit bigger than the rest of the questions, but okay. Now here you need to remember, when we were small, we used to do the sum of odd number formula. 1 plus 3 plus 5, if I add, what will be? It will come equal to 3 square. Now if I do the odd one, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, if I take 4 odd numbers, it will come to what? Oh, sorry, 4 odd numbers. It will come to what? The next square. Correct. Is it 4? It's 4 square. Correct. 5, 3, 8, 9, 7, 16. Correct. So sum of all odd numbers, if I do sum of all odd number is equal to nothing but n square. Now we have learned this. I just showed you. So when I'm doing 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube. First what I'll do, I'll take common, limit. See down, if you see, everybody is having what? X square only. So take it common. X square by 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus dot 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 up to n cube. What is the formula, student? 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube. If anybody remembers, put it on the chat section. 1 cube plus 2 cube plus up to n cube formula is n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Correct? Or we can write it as n square into n plus 1 whole square by 4. Whichever, both are okay. Okay? So that is there. Okay? Now if I do, so what I'm getting is limit n tends to infinity. Okay? What I'm getting here is n square into n plus 1 whole square by 4. Correct? That I'm getting. Now what about x square? Now if I do, x is equal to what? Sum of all odd numbers. Okay, so x is equal to n square, summation of all odd numbers square. Okay, summation of all odd numbers. So x square will be what? How much in terms of n? N power 4. Now see, if you're able to understand this, see they have given x equal to sigma r equal to 1 to n to r minus 1. Correct? So put, see, don't get scared by seeing sigma. Okay, nothing is there with sigma. Okay, it has no wings attached. Okay. Neither it is scary or something. So what you do, put r equal to 1 here. So what you'll get? First value 2 minus 1, 1. Put r equal to 2, you'll get the second value 4 minus 1, 3. Put r equal to 3, what you'll get? Third value 5 plus 7 plus dot 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 up to n. So x is equal to what? Sum of n natural numbers. So square of natural number, odd. Sum of all odd of odd numbers till n. So x is equal to n square. So x square is equal to what? N power 4 into n power 4. So this n square got cancelled. This n square and this n power 4. So one n square will be there. Now what I can do is I'll take n square outside. The moment I took n square outside, I'll get 1 by 1 plus n whole power whole square by n square into 4. So n square will be cancelled. Okay. And then what you'll get? If I put n equal to infinity, so 1 by infinity is 0. So I'll get 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 is my answer. Now, this question was a bit big, around a minute, more than that also. So you need to understand few things. You need to keep in mind. First thing, this formula. Sum of all odd numbers is equal to what? N square. So x is equal to n square, x square equal to n power 4. That's simple. Second, you should remember the formula 1 cube plus 2 cube plus up to n cube is equal to what? N square into n plus 1 by 4, n plus 1 whole square by 4. So if you know these two formulas, you will be able to solve it more easily, student. Okay, not much difficulty you will have. Now let's see the 2020 question. Limit x tends to 0. Put tan 0, 0. Here 0. 4 minus 2. So square root of 4 minus 2 means 2 minus 2. So 0 by 0. So the moment you put it as 0 by 0, we can use what? L'Hopital. Differentiate it. So everybody knows differentiation of tan x. So secant square x. Correct. And if I differentiate this one, I already know the differentiation of 1 by root x. So if y is equal to root x, if I differentiate it, so y dash is equal to 1 by 2 root x. Done. So 1 by 2 root under of 2x plus 4. And since I'm differentiating this inside also, I'm getting a 2 on top. Okay. So this 2 is gone. Now put x equal to 0. See, you have to check each method. Now put if x equal to 0, you'll get here 1 here. And if I put x equal to 0, I'll get here 1 by 2. Correct. So if I send it upward, I'll get a value 2. That's it. Was it that difficult? Less than 30 seconds. Okay. So few very rare, one question can be like where we have to apply. Then also if you increase your calculation and if you have solved similar to that, or like if you're able to apply, you know the formulas, it will click faster and you will be able to solve less than 1 minute. Okay. Now the last question, 13th, 2020. You have to find the left hand limit, right hand limit. Okay. So first let's start with the left hand limit. So limit x tends to 0 minus fx, and that is equal to limit x tends to, I'm doing all in detail. You don't have to do this much. Okay. E power 1 by xr minus 1 by e power 1 by x plus 1. Correct. Now, for the left hand part, what we're going to do is, okay, So we're gonna put the value. So the moment we put the value, e power, what do you say? A value which is just smaller than, understand here, e power a value which is like here, just smaller than 0. Okay, like what do you say? Extending to, you can take a value extending to 0 point minus of 0.000009. Correct. So if I do 1 by that negative, okay, of that such small value, so will it go for minus infinity? Yes or no? Correct. Because 1 by this value is what? Infinity. And minus of that is minus infinity. So can I write it like that? Limit x tends to 0 minus e power minus infinity minus 1 by e power minus infinity plus 1. Correct? Now what I will do, I'll reciprocate it. So 1 by e power infinity minus 1 by 1 by e power infinity plus 1. Correct? So we already know 1 by e power infinity is what? 0. E power infinity is anyway infinity. So 1 by infinity is what? 0. See, understand again. E power infinity is what? Infinity only. Correct. E is what? 2 point something? 2.30 something. So this is infinity. So 1 by infinity is what? Again 0 only. So 0 minus 1 by 0 plus 1. So what do you get? Minus 1. So left hand limit we got minus 1. What about the right hand limit? Okay. Let's see. So limit x tends to 0 plus. I'll change the color of the pen. Okay. So fx now that is equal to e power, what you will get here? Infinity. Because when you are approaching this side, so basically I'm putting a value on this e power 1 by a value which is very small but positive. Very small but positive. So it will be what? E power infinity. So 1 by very small value. So that will be e power infinity only. E power infinity minus 1 by e power infinity plus 1. So here in this case scenario, we'll divide numerator and denominator by e power infinity. So what will you get? 1 minus 1 by e power infinity by 1 plus 1 by e power infinity. Now e power infinity again same thing 0, 0. So we'll get here 1. So left hand limit we are getting minus 1. Right hand limit we are getting plus 1. So right hand is plus 1, left hand is minus 1. Correct. So what will be the answer? Right hand limit plus 1, left hand limit minus 1. So plus 1 minus 1 done. Clear? That's it. Now, a lot of students have submitted their assignments in our website, and the website link we already told you. Okay. So again, I'm repeating it. onlinesamclasses.in. You can upload your PYQs. You can upload your what do you say, short notes. We are checking the short notes we got from a lot of students. Okay, and whoever is writing the best will put the names also for the best short notes. They're doing good. They've written everything in detail and they've explained it very properly. Okay, so that is very good thing that we are liking it. There are a lot of students they are making the short notes because that will help you in the last 1 week of the exam section where you'll be like, sir, where can I get the short notes? Can I, what do you say, revise the whole chapter in like 10 minutes or half an hour or 1 hour? That time your short notes will be the best and the most important resource that you'll have. Other short notes that time you can't study. Okay, so you can upload here. You can join in a WhatsApp group. Okay, you can join in a WhatsApp group. You can check our Insta. Okay, so any updates and the videos tomorrow and day after will be a bit slow. We'll be putting everything, all the content, a lot of contents. Okay, and that's it.